This might be one of the smartest Super Bowl ads ever made. Not because of the budget, not because it's OpenAI, and not because of the technology. This ad works because it sells a feeling and not a product. Hey, I'm Brooklyn. I'm the founder and co-owner of Brooklyn Social. We are a full-service digital marketing agency helping you scale your brand and grow your business. And today, we want to break down why OpenAI's Super Bowl ad works and how you can apply the same marketing principles in your business. And you don't need a Super Bowl budget in order to do so. First, let's talk about the visuals. So first, if you're not sure what video I'm talking about, I'm going to point it right here just to show you. So if you haven't yet, make sure to watch this ad because it's just genius. Okay, so first, let's talk about their visuals. One of the smartest things that they did in this video was they filmed everyday people doing different things. So you have someone outside, you have someone creating something with their hands, you have a student in a classroom. What I like here is you see people in motion. You see people being curious. You see people building things. And this matters because OpenAI starts with humans. It actually takes a human in order to use AI properly. And I like this here because they start with human ambition, and that's honestly where it starts. And if you're listening to this and you're a business owner, you can relate to this. You got to have a lot of ambition in order to build things and use ChatGPT. So one common mistake that I see a lot of ads make is they sometimes introduce their product too soon, and it can be very salesy and turn people off. So instead, what OpenAI did is they started in nature. They share beautiful scenes of people building things. And then later in the video, you see OpenAI and ChatGPT. I like how in this ad, they bring the people into promoting OpenAI. And I think that's the biggest misconception that people have is saying, I'm not going to use AI because I don't want to sound like a robot. But the truth is, you need to use AI properly, using your own words, inputting all your thoughts into ChatGPT in order to get your best work out there and faster. And as entrepreneurs, we want faster, we want better, and we want quicker results. So another huge reason why this ad works is because it connects with you emotionally. So instead of saying, here's our product, here's AI, they're starting with, here are real human beings using ChatGPT and building real things. And then psychologically, you're thinking, oh, this is progress. These are people building real things. Maybe I can use AI to start building more things for my life and business. One detail I really liked in this ad was whenever you see the robot hands typing, because at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit confused. I was like, oh, wonder what is going on in this ad. But then once I saw the robot hands typing, I'm like, okay, they're talking about AI, they're talking about OpenAI. And I really like the visual effect that they did there. Because if you're watching it, you might think, okay, I see people building things, I see nature. You're kind of left wondering, I wonder what this ad is about. But then at 16 seconds, you see the robot hand and you're like, oh, okay, I got it. Another important lesson here is that they built curiosity slowly in the ad. They didn't automatically say what the product was. You find that out later in the video. Another detail that I liked about this video is they used inspirational people in the video. They showed pictures of Einstein and other inspirational people. And this is genius branding because if you are building something, if you're creating something, frankly, any human being is always looking up to something or someone for inspiration. So by showing people like Einstein and other inspirational innovators, we see that OpenAI is not replacing humans. It's just progressing innovation and growing faster. So instead of people fearing AI and OpenAI, they're now inspired by AI. And that matters a lot right now because the more people I talk to, some of them are very nervous, and rightfully so. But people who are using AI every day, they know that it's actually making you smarter and more innovative. Now let's talk about something that most businesses overlook, and that is the music. The music actually carries most of the emotional weight in this ad. If you notice, there's no one talking, there's no one explaining what the product is. They're literally letting the visuals and the music do the talking. The music is very emotional. It's not too fast, not too slow. It actually goes with the pace of the ad. So whenever you're making ads, you want to really think about, does this music align with the visual? And honestly, the music reminds me a little bit of Stranger Things, very big sounding, very melodic. It's almost mysterious, but I think they do that intentionally to build that curiosity. So if you're making ads, you want to make sure that it has some sort of emotional appeal to it. And that's what they did in this video. You definitely feel emotional the way it starts off and it slowly builds and gets faster and faster. And then it's like, wow, I am like so inspired. I want to just build things. Now, I do want to talk about some things that I think could have been improved in this ad. Even the best ads in the world have their trade-offs and things that could be improved. I think number one is brand clarity at the beginning. Even though I do understand them showing different scenes of different people making and building things, personally, I would have shown the OpenAI scene a little bit earlier in the video. So number two is product understanding. So some people might not fully understand what OpenAI is. So if you are a business owner and you work in marketing or sales, you are in there every day, you know what it is, but there's a huge chunk of the population who doesn't know what OpenAI is. So here's a rule that we like to follow at Brooklyn Social is emotion attracts attention, but clarity drives action. So I think it would have been best to have a little bit more clarity on what ChatGPT is and OpenAI, because the best ads balance both at the same time. So now that we talked about what they need to improve on, let's talk about their ending statement. You can just build things. I love this because they're not actually selling ChatGPT and OpenAI. They're selling a feeling. Before AI, building things took a lot more effort. Coding knowledge, design skills, copywriting, time, money. Now, you can describe something, you can input it into ChatGPT, and boom, it's right there. Of course, there's a lot of strategy when it comes to ChatGPT, which we help business owners at Brooklyn Social with. But someone could just go in there, write their own thoughts, and literally, it could give you the answer. So the real message behind you can just build, AI removes friction from ideas to execution. And from a branding standpoint, that positioning is brilliant because you want to take your ideal customer and show them what is possible. So in your ads, you want to show your customer what is possible by showing them the end result. They didn't sell software, they sold possibility. And possibility is way more compelling than OpenAI. Okay, so I want to end off by talking about what you can learn from this. So if you have a pen and paper, write these things down to implement in your ads. Sell the emotion before the offer. Don't start with, we offer accounting services. Start with the problem or aspiration your audience wants and feels. Show the life that they want first. I feel like cooking videos online do a great job with this. They show the end result, for example, the baked cake and how beautiful it is, and then they show the process and the how. Number two is show transformation visually. Notice how OpenAI shows progression throughout the whole video. They don't give you everything at the beginning. You have to continually watch it to see the end result. So here's an example. You can show a before and after. You can show your problem to the solution. You can show chaos to clarity. People remember journeys, not features. Number three is use storytelling pacing. So here's a structure that you can use for your ads. Number one, curiosity. Number two, relatability. Number three, context. Number four, solution. Number five, empowerment. Most ads skip straight to four before they even sell any feeling. Next is you want to match your music to the emotion. Ask yourself, what should my viewer feel after watching this? Should they feel confident, inspired, scared? Then choose music that amplifies that feeling. Number five, simplify your message. You can just build. That's only 6 words. You do not want to complicate your message. You should be able to say it within a few words. So cut out any words that is going to distract your audience. Your ad should have one clear takeaway or call to action. If people remember that one sentence or that one thing, you've won. Number 6, you don't need expensive production. This ad works because it's great storytelling, not because there were fancy cameras in it. Although that helps, don't get me wrong. It was the storytelling that won. And you can recreate this by literally using your iPhone. iPhones are continuing to get so much better. Pull out your camera or get someone that is good with photography or videography. And that's what we help people with at Brooklyn Social. We help people take photos and videos for their brand. So if you need help with that, you can reach out to us at brooklynsocial.co. Some other ideas, you can showcase real customer moments, testimonials, behind the scenes clips, screen recordings, founder storytelling. Authenticity beats polished and perfection any day. And I want to end off with this. At the end of the day, this ad works because it doesn't actually sell AI. It sells human potential. And that's the future of marketing. The brands that win are not just talking about what they want to do. They're actually doing the real work and utilizing AI to get there faster. And if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more future videos on marketing, content, and social media tips to grow your brand and business. And if you're building something right now, remember this: you don't need permission anymore. You can just build.